Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Alainal Mafazah. I'm biology student from class D in Maulana Malik Ibrahim State Islamic University of Malang. In this video, I will answer some questions about cases in society from perspective of Fiqh. First question, number 1, is how to deal with different view in Fiqh. The way to respond to the different in madhab according to Prophet Muhammad SAW is to listen to each opinion from each madhab first. Then filter and choose the best and of course the most useful opinions. Events or problems that occur are resolved by deliberation and mutual respect and respect for each other's opinion. Because in the fact, the principle of the attitude of the Prophet to listen and deliberation turned out to be the embodiment of the words of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala in the Quran. One of them which is the Surah Al Imran, verse 159. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wasawwirhum fil amri. The meaning, and consult with them in this matter. Surah Al Imran, verse 159. Rasulullah SAW always listened to the opinion of his companions, who then filtered and chose the best and at the same time useful opinions. Next question, number 3, is how is the law for the establishment of Islamic Caliphate? Khalifah is comprehensive leadership in matters of religion and world science which aim to bring benefit to mankind and is based on Sharia law. The law of establishing the Islamic Caliphate itself is still a matter of debate among scholars. There are scholars who obligate to establish a state based on Islamic law. However, there are also those who argue that the establishment of an Islamic caliphate is not mandatory and there is no obligatory legal basis. The first opinion asserts that Islam has teaching related to the state Islamic system and government. This group argued that the Prophet Muhammad SAW, apart from being a prophet and apostle, also as the head of state in the city of Medina. One of the legal bases used by scholars who sides with the opinion is the Quran Surah Al-Nisa, verse 83. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa idza ja'ahum amrun minal amni awil khawfi ada'u bi walau radduhu ila rasuli wa ila ulil amri minhum la'alimahu ladina yastambitunahu minhum walaula fadlullahi alaikum wa rahmatuhu lattaba'tumu saytana ila qalila. The meaning, and when news come to them about security or fear, they breaks it, and if they leave it to the apostle and ulil amri among them, surely those who want to know the truth will know from them. The apostle and ulil amri, had it not been for the grace and mercy of Allah upon you, you would have followed Satan, except for a few of you. The first explained the need for a leader to be used a reference if there is a problem, while the second opinion of this group is the opinion that Islam does not have teachings regarding the system and state order. This opinion also argued that the Prophet Muhammad SAW only as a messenger of religious teaching that must be conveyed to his people, was never the head of the state city of Medina and never advocated the establishment of state system. Therefore, because there are still different opinions, this case still needs to be studied more deeply. Next question is number 6, is how autopsy law for research. An autopsy may be carried out as long as it is with a really urgent purpose and reason. Uh, and with consideration for the benefit of human being with certain conditions so that no damage occurs. Surgery can be done as long as it is in accordance with the level of benefit. Currently, verse and hadith explain that postmortem is permissible on Surah An-Naml, verse 80. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنك لا تسمع الموتى ولا تسمع الصم الدعاء إذا ولوا مدبرين. The meaning, in that you cannot make the dead hear and nor make the deaf hear the cry when they have turned their back. Surah An-Naml, verse 80. The verse explains that the corpse that has died certainly cannot feel what is happening to his body. Autopsy need to be carried out for really urgent needs. Provided that the level of need is required, it can even be mandatory if the reason is to care for fellow creature or Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Next, number 7 is how is law of changing surgery sex. The law of changing sex is haram. For some who does it with the intention of changing Allah creation, and it is permissible for someone who has been born with a sex defect and someone who has been born with two sexes. Some scholar bases that changing sex is haram from one of the following Al-Quran argument. Quran Surah An-Nisa, verse 119, the meaning, and I will really lead them astray and will arouse empathy dreams in them and tell them to cut off the ears and livestock. Then they actually cut them off, and I will order them to change Allah creation. Then they really change it. Moreover, make Satan a protector other than Allah. Then in that he suffers a real loss. Quran Surah An-Nisa, verse 119. On other hand, it is permissible if a person who is born has a sex defect and a person who has been born with two genders. Hasanain Muhammad Mahluf, Egyptian jurisprudence, genital surgery that is tahsi or takmil, repair or refinement, is legally allowed and even recommended. And last question is number 8 is how is cloning law in Islamic perspective? According to Sheikh Yusuf Qardawi, human cloning is haram. According to him, cloning in human can damage a person's life and also accelerate the death of the cloned person and cloned product. According him, if the practice of cloning is carried out on human, it will result in the various damage of the Sunnah Tanawu, law of variation in the universe, difference in skin color in human, so the phenomenon of this variation. Regarding this, the word of Allah Ta'ala, Surah Al-Fatir, verse 27 until 28 is, the meaning, do you not see that Allah sent down rain from the sky, and we products with the fruit of various kind, and between the mountain there are white and red stripe of various color, and some are also pitch black. And so also among human, reptile and livestock there are various color and types. Indeed, those who fear Allah among His servants are only the scholar. Quran Surah Al-Fatir, verse 27 until 28. Meanwhile, Sheikh Muhammad Hussein Fadlullah stated that human cloning is lawful because cloning does not mean human intervention in the creation of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. With this cloning, humans do not automatically replace God's position. Scientists are still human and God creation. In a sense, cloning has reason why it's allowed and why it's prohibited. Finally, that's all for me. I'm sorry if there are some words and my answer that don't match with your opinion. I'm still learning in here and please be remind me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.